Hello everyone, welcome to Divine Debut. This is Kathy speaking, and this is your reading for Venus retrograde. Yes, Venus will be retrograding. So what is Venus? Venus is all about love and money and what we value. Venus is anything that is beautiful in our lives, anything that we realize as being beautiful for us. So anything to do with beauty, anything to do with monetary gains is what Venus rules. And she will be retrograding. I'll just give you the dates before I begin the tarot for you. So Venus in Scorpio retrograding, she's going to be retrograding. Today is actually the 2nd of October when I'm starting these readings. And she's going to be retrograding on the 5th or 6th of October, depending on where you are in the world. She's going to be stopping at 10 degrees and 50 minutes. So 10:50 is where she's going to be stopping stationary to go retrograde. She's already in her shadow period, so we're in Venus shadow as I begin this, but by the time all of you guys watch this video, she will be moving backwards. Now Venus has entered her shadow phase since September the 3rd, 2018 at 25 degrees of Libra. And she will be turning retrograde on October 6th, as I said, 5th or 6th, wherever you are, 2018 at about 10 degrees of Scorpio. Now Venus is going to re-enter Libra on the 1st of November 2018. So she'll be moving backwards into Libra. And she will be then turning direct at 25 degrees of Libra on November 16th, although she still will be in shadow. So the shadow period of Venus will be clearing on the 17th of December 2018 at 10 degrees again of Scorpio. So yeah, she will be moving all the way through Scorpio. If I'm not mistaken, on the 7th of January, she will be moving out of Scorpio. So it's quite a while since we're only in the beginning of October. 2 full months we have of Venus and her retrograde. Now, what is Venus retrograde all about? Okay, Venus is what we like, what we love, and what we value, right? It's going to be Venus going in the underworld, right? Because for 40 days and 40 nights, she won't be visible, okay? So passions are going to be running high, and especially because Scorpio is such a very hot-blooded sign. Scorpio rules the genitals. It's a very sexual sign. Now Venus is very sensual, right? So we may all be getting a little bit flustered, and it's going to be why do retrogrades happen? So that we could redo things. That's what retrogrades are all about. So we're re-examining relationships. What is Venus? It's love, money, relationships, anything that we value. So be careful with major purchases that are made on a whim, because Venus is something extravagant, something that looks beautiful to us. So be careful that you don't go overboard with your spending. You may not be happy with what you buy. You may be spending too much money, right? Now, the most affected signs will be Taurus, Libra, and Scorpio. Scorpio, of course, is where it will be turning retrograde. Libra is the ruler of Venus, and so is Taurus. Taurus rules Venus as well. So Libra is also where Venus will be retrograding into. So now Taurus rules the senses, beautiful scents, pleasing art scenes, landscapes, anything that is valuable, material wealth, riches, and anything that is beautiful, right? And Taurus loves to indulge, so take care with spending and overindulging. Now Libra rules fashion, beauty, balance, finding balance in partnerships, including marriage, and of course Scorpio is the house of moving in together, sharing our resources, sharing everything that is dear to us, right? It's also a very intimate house, so, and with Jupiter being in there, things are coming up, things that have been hidden. Venus is reworking everything, right? Redoing things. Now, for those relationships that start while Venus is in retrograde, know that if you start a new relationship, partnership, whatever it is, it may not last for a long time. Okay, so do take note of that. Okay, so Venus is a very feminine energy, right? That's why Taurus and Libra, even though Libra is an air sign and air signs are masculine, does not matter. There is a feeling of feminine issues coming up, anything to do with femininity. So our feminine energy and how we project that onto the world is being looked at here. And Venus is also attractive, right? So we love to flirt, we like to dress up, we like to put makeup on and go out. So yeah, Venus surrounds love and anything that is of romance. So these readings are going to be in relation to all of those beautiful things that I've just mentioned. So yeah, there's an extra focus on love here and money matters. We won't stop at just love, but I do know that because Scorpio is ruled by Pluto and Pluto has just gone direct, there will be a sense of a lot of purging happening and solidifying relationships, partnerships, whether business or romantic, right, or family. So that's all that I will speak of astrologically in a nutshell with Venus. Now, I'm going to be using the Romance Angels, of course, okay, for love readings. Focusing on love, yeah. I've got a beautiful new deck which is called Astrology Reading Cards, and it's by Alison, Chester-Lambert, and it's illustrated by Richard Crookes. So what I love about this deck is that it has cards which deal with the house placements. It has the zodiac signs, and it also has the planets. So yeah, I am so excited about using this deck. I'm also using the Botticelli, okay, and it's by Sandro Botticelli. So I love these cards as well. Very special for special readings. So, okay, I will be extending these readings on Vimeo. So I will be taking some La Vera Sibilla. As you already know, I always use La Vera Sibilla for more clarity. There they are by Massingini, right? And I will be taking some Lenormand, the Gilded Reverie Lenormand, as well as more cards, of course. So this is the expanded edition, by Ciro Marchetti. And yeah, a lot more cards as well on the Vimeo extended readings. So it's going to take me a few days to upload all of them. The links will be in the description box below. So do look out for your sign And it's going to be interesting because with the house cards, I will be able to clarify, um, of course, more precisely the signs and which planets you are affected by, as well as which planets are obviously doing something for you. Okay, so, all right. Thank you very much for listening to the introduction. Let's go on to your readings. Hello, dear Capricorn. Welcome to Divine Debut. This is your reading for Venus retrograde in Scorpio. Thank you for your patience. We've got the card of Cancer and the Chariot. It's in the upright, as I have not done any reversals as of yet. So movement. Some of you are moving and others are staying. So some of you may be dealing with a Cancer in person, and this is your karmic sign, which is the sign opposite you in the horoscope. And the card of Cancer is all about family, mother, home. Yes. So let's see what's happening with Venus retrograde. So we're going through a major cycle, okay, where Venus will be retrograding from Scorpio back into Libra, where she will station to go direct, and Libra is the house of partnerships. So yeah, everyone's redoing their partnerships, romance, business, family, doesn't really matter. We have relationships with a lot of people in our life, even friendships, I suppose. Yeah, why not? What I wanted to say is that the moon, as I'm doing your reading on the 8th of October 2018, is in Libra. So Libra is all about balance, yes, emotions. The moon can speak of motherly issues as well as our instinctual nature, our sensitivities, our intuition. So the moon and the sun and Mercury are in Libra as I'm doing your reading. So Mercury is all about talking, communicating. So there is like an energy of communication being in a balanced way. Okay, so you're trying to find the balance, and this is called mediating, right? So you're trying to bring in the balance through communication. Now, Mercury, which rules Virgo and Gemini, will be moving into Scorpio in a couple of days. So communication is going to be very deep. Okay, we're going to be talking from our deepest depths, our deepest desires. That's what Scorpio is. And through that, we will try to work out whatever is not working out for us. Now, Venus is what we value. Venus rules Libra and Taurus. So anything that we love is Venusian, right? So dear Capricorn, let's see what's happening with you. Venus retrograde season, which will be roughly the next 2-3 months. And I would say till Christmas. Things are going to be changing up until around about Christmas and the beginning of the new year. That's when things are going to be clear. Now, we've got a while before that happens. So also Mars and Venus are squaring. So a square in astrology is tension. So yeah, just try to, and squares always come in to bring in change. So the universe, the divine, is trying to bring in balance for all of us. So let's just try and go with the flow, okay? Mars and Venus are the lovers of the zodiac. So yeah, they're actually finishing a transit which started last October. Okay, so this is the final conversation, let's say, between these two planets. So yeah, and I keep telling everyone, in relationships, what happens now is very vital for our future. So a very important time, people. So just try and be patient, speak from the heart, open up, don't hide things, be true with your partner, right? Be true with the person you are communicating with. And let's see what the cards are showing for Capricorn. I'm also going to extend this reading on Vimeo, so let's see what we have. 8 of Cups, and I'm using the Botticelli Tarot. We've got the Page of Pentacles. We've got the World card, and there is Venus, Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty. We have the Moon card, and the Moon card for me is Cancer. For others, other people say it's Pisces. For me, I generally speak of, I think it's Cancer because the Moon rules the 4th house, which is the house of Cancer. And we've got the Page of Swords right in the middle, which is an important position in the 9-card spread. We've also got the 8 of Pentacles. We've got the Tower, and this is the most important position, I would say, in this spread, apart from the middle section. We've got the Tower here, and that's because we've got past, present, future, past, present, future. So the past meets up with the future here, and this is the row that has the conclusion. What's next? We've got the Page of Swords, so we've got a couple of pages. Page of Swords. And we've also got the Star card. Now the general energy. The Star card is the sign of Aquarius, right? The general energy here is the Lovers. So we've also got the energy of Gemini here. And at the bottom of the deck we have the Ace of Wands. That is beautiful. The Ace of Wands is inspiration, passion. It is that light bulb going on. You are beginning something creative, something that you felt very strong about. This is an ace, so aces are always very, very fruitful because we start something that we have an advantage towards. So aces are like an ace up your sleeve, I would say. Right? And this is the general energy. This is at the bottom of the deck. And what do we have beneath that? We've got the 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups. 10s break down to a 1, so it's like an ace. 10 of Cups is full on emotional bliss. Emotional bliss with what? Okay, here we've got the 9 of Wands. It's in the reverse. So it would go back to the 8 of Wands for me, because in the card in the reverse says that you are not putting up a barrier. You are not protecting. It's as though your heart is open here. So this would go back to the 8 of Wands, which would be communication through social media. The arrows of love being thrown left and right. So communication of passion, what we feel strong about, what makes us tick, as well as movement. Movement could be flight travel as well. So yeah. So if we look, let's say at the 9 and we've got the ace here, that could be a bit of a burden. But let's say we go back to the 8. This is the 9th wand. So you are going to protect what you're going to begin now. For some of you, it may be a bit of a burden. It may be a bit of a burden. Let's say with the 10 of Wands, it would be a burden, but it also speaks of getting to your goal, because that breaks down to a 1. Okay? So quite a few aces for Capricorn. Interesting. Let's take a couple of cards from the planet, I should say the astrology reading cards, which have got the planets, the houses, and the signs. So let's see what's important for you during this Venus retrograde in Scorpio 2018 and Capricorn, the universe. What are they dealing with? Okay, this is a card, and we've got Mercury, which speaks of communication. How you think, communicate, write, talk, and travel. Now we've got the Gemini card, which Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and I was talking about Mercury in Libra. It's going to move into Scorpio, which says that you can communicate about anything to do, about what you feel passionate about, other people's money, death and transformation. Communication is going to bring you, whatever's not working is going to change. And Scorpio is also the dungeon, right? It's ruled by Pluto. So anything that has been hidden, that needs to be reworked, that needs to come to the surface through communication, it needs to be aired and talked about, because holding back on things and not shining a light for our partner or the other way around, then things that are left unsaid do not work for us, okay? So we need to clear the slate, right? So we can go through a transformation. So it's all about how you think. It's all about messages, because Mercury is the messenger. Now, Mercury is the messenger. He would go into the dungeon, into the underworld, to take messages and give to the people. So know that what comes from deep within is the truth. It's like shining a light on the truth. What else? And we've got the house cards, all right? We've got the first house. So the first house is everything about us, everything of our life, anything to do with our life, all the houses. Okay, the first house is our persona. It's how people see us. What people see and the impression you give. So the impression you give to the world may be coming through communication, short distance travel, right? Because Mercury is all about travel. Let's say the house of Gemini. Now also, Virgo is also ruled by Mercury. So Virgo is all about what we do every day, what we do at work, being of service to others, right? And it's all about the house of health as well. So let's see in love. Let's take a romance angel, and then we can get an overall picture. Now, Pluto has moved direct. Actually, I should say he's coming out of shadow. He's starting very slowly. He's very slow to move. He's come out of retrograde. So he's probably, I would still say, stationed and ready to move direct. So usually when we have a stationed planet, the energies of that planet is very, very strong. And Pluto is in your sign, dear Capricorn. Pluto is all about transformation, right? So yeah, let's take a card, and we've got release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy, so clearing the slate. Release your ex. Some of you may have already released your ex, right? And first house, as I said, it's our persona. It's how people see us in the world. So some of you may be communicating about things that were not shared, anything to do with Scorpio, about other people's money. Maybe money were issues with your ex, and there is something that needs to transform, which is an ex. Now, this could be a way of thinking. It can be a perception as well. Okay, so releasing your ex, it's not going to be the advice for all of you. Obviously, some of you may already have released your ex, right? And you are hoping to clear your energy. Now, clearing your energy would be any people that are around you that are really taking your energy, taking up space in your life where there is no space, let's say. Sometimes when we're around clutter, and that could be metaphorical and literal, we need to clear our energy, clear our space to clear our energy and align. Okay, let's take another card because this is a general reading. And we've got honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together, you see. Some of you may be leaving someone behind, and you are just like with the Ten of Cups and the Ace of Wands, beginning something new. Now, the honeymoon can speak of others of you are obviously at the honeymoon stage. You feel as though you're on a honeymoon, but others of you may be just at the stage where there is a lot of romance, there is a lot of bliss, and you may be, some of you may even be moving, going on a holiday, since you've released your ex and you need the time away. So we've got the World card here as well. And the World card, of course, is having gone through the lessons. Now, because you are Capricorn, your ruler Saturn is in your own sign. Saturn always poses restrictions. Saturn is Kronos. He is the Lord of Karma. So he is moving direct. But I feel that with Saturn in your sign, of course, it gives you the boost where you can become the authoritarian, you can become the wiser, the elder, as well as I still feel as though with Saturn moving through your sign, it's supposed to bring you stability, because Saturn brings stability and longevity. But we're not all born on the same day. We don't all have the same birth chart, right? So some of you are still going through difficult lessons, difficult karmic lessons, karmic situations, right? And because we're in the time of Venus retrograde right now, we are looking at relationships, right? Whatever type of relationship you're in, even business. So yeah, everyone's not on the same timeline. So because this is a general reading, do take what resonates, what does not. Please watch your sun, moon, or rising. But if this talks to you, then there would be more information on Vimeo for you. And for a personal reading, my address is in the description box below for your own personal situation. So, as I said, some of you are closing the door on someone in the past, someone who posed as restrictive energy. They posed as Saturn. Okay, Saturn is not letting you go through the door unless you've put in the hard work. Saturn is like a slap in the face, right? So we need to grow and mature through, we usually grow through difficult situations, correct? Others of you are already past that stage and you are reaping the rewards of Saturn coming into your sign. Now, your sun may not be in your first house. Let's say your sun may be in any house of your chart, and I don't know personally for each and every one of you where Saturn and Pluto are transiting in your life. It could be the 5th house of romance, true love. It could be the 10th house, which is career. So yeah, there's a lot to look at in astrology, and that's why I like to use the tarot for a more rounded reading. Okay, I'll leave all that mumbo jumbo and let's look at your cards. We've got the 8 of Cups. So some of you have already moved on, looking for those 10 of Cups. Now the 8 of Cups for me is it's a growth spurt within our spiritual self, right? Our divine self, right? I feel as though this is an alignment with the divine. I feel that there is a spiritual growth because cups are all about our emotions, right? Emotions come from deep within, and emotions and cups speak about things that make us, that connect us with the divine, because happiness comes from up above, right? Now, usually, as you can see in this deck, we've got someone who's very spiritual, okay? He's someone who is a guru, a religious guru. He looks like a monk. He could be a priest, let's say. So yeah, this is connecting to what you believe in. This is connecting to the church, which speaks of religion. Yes, so each and every tarot deck gives off another message. So here, as I said, it also speaks of moving on. Now with this card, I've got 2 trees in the background. He's in between like a new doorway. So here we've got the Page of Pentacles, which could speak of messages, a message coming through, a message which could have you beginning something stable and something new. Now, could it be an earth sign that you're dealing with? We've got a few pentacles here. We've got the 8 of Pentacles as well. Now, there are quite a few signs here, so I'm going to say that because we've got pentacles here, I'm looking at the sign of Virgo more than likely. Why? Because we've got the 8 of Pentacles, and Virgo is the sign, the 6th house, which deals with work. Pluto is also in the house of Capricorn, which speaks of work. And as well as that, like Pluto also is being in Capricorn will bring in changes with how people see you in the world and your status and your business, let's say, your career, I should say, your career, right? Okay, because Leo is usually the business that we have begun, that we have given birth to. So Capricorn would be career. It's also becoming the elder. It's the house of the father as well. Now we've got a completion here. So finishing up a cycle that may have posed restrictions for us, because this is usually with a world card. We've got the 4 signs of fixed energy, the fixed signs, which is Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius. So a completion in anything that was karmic. Obviously, the world card it does speak of Saturn being the Lord of Karma. And when we've got major arcanas, a cycle ending, because this is the last card, it speaks of a karmic lesson being given and completed. You have completed it. So yeah, also Scorpio and Taurus, that's where Venus, Jupiter, and are in Scorpio, and Uranus is in Taurus. Uranus is breaking down and releasing what is not of value to us. So yes, we've got Aphrodite here. This is beauty. This is money. This is anything that we value. So there's a successful completion. Let me just open the door for Venus. My little kitty, she wants to get out. Sorry about that. So here we've got the Moon card. And the Moon card does speak of mother, the mother. It's a card of fears, but it's not in the reverse. So I would say more than likely pay attention to your dreams, as well as use your intuition. Now the moon gives us the energy of anything that is of the home. So anything to do with your home, your stability, your foundation, even your lineage, right? And here we've got, remember how the card of the Chariot fell out as I was shuffling? And I do believe that some of you are dealing with a Cancerian. A Cancerian which you may be leaving behind. Someone who is a Cancerian that you are closing the door on, because we've got 8 of Cups here, right? So you're leaving behind the cups, you're leaving behind your emotions, right? Now in the middle we've got air energy. This is the Knight of Swords, and the Knights are all about action, taking action. But and usually with the Knight of Swords, it is quite difficult energy. It's very quick moving, and I usually see that with this Knight, he's usually moving towards the past. So with the Moon card and the Knight of Swords, swords are all about our intellect, our perception, communication. So some of you may be going home, going to your family, going to your home, let's say, to communicate, going back. I feel as though this is your energy. So you're going back home to communicate and try and work things out. Now, when I say working things out, with Venus, this season of Venus, there's going to be back and forth because it's retrograde. So we're redoing things again and again, and we're trying to find that fine, that essence of being on the same page. When we see that it doesn't work out, then we're going to cut it, close the door, right? And I see that you're going back because you've got the 8 of Pentacles. So this Knight of Swords is working hard at whatever they are going back to do. Some of you may be working on things that have been deep within your psyche that are coming up to be cleared, things that you have been scaring you, that you have been worried about coming to terms with and dealing with. Now, the 8 of Pentacles is also a card of putting in the hard work. So some of you are really could be leaving work, taking a break to go home and catch up with family, as well as finish business, do what you need to do because you've got a completion here, and it doesn't stop just there. I feel as though the energies of this completion, because it's in the future column, I feel as though, as I said, others of you have completed the cycle, could have, but most of you, I do believe, are still dealing with issues up until your birthday, dear Capricorn. Now here we've got the Tower, and the Tower is a huge shift, a huge change. As I said, Uranus in Taurus, breaking down what does not work, things happening suddenly, things happening unexpectedly. Now this could be an idea, because we've got the Ace of Rods here. This could be something that has been hidden within your psyche that's coming up to the surface, which could bring a wish to you. Now, some of you, I want to say that you may be dealing with someone who's at a distance. Some of you may be traveling, because we've got the World card, which is a card of travel, international travel. And here we've got the Star card. The Star card is a card of something or someone being at a distance. This is social media communication. So we've got Aquarius here and we've got the Tower here. Now, why I'm pointing this out is that Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is in Taurus of what we value. So some of you are speaking your truth. Okay, this could be sending a message, right? A message, you are receiving a message, because this is all about communication. The Page of Swords is about communication. Others of you are completing your studies, and unexpectedly, you are succeeding. Some of you may have been worried about not being able to succeed and graduate, but you are going to graduate, okay? And the Star card is a wish come true, but it's also a card of healing. It's a card of hope. It's in the upright. Now, when I see these three beautiful women here, they do look, they look like they're pregnant. Okay, it looks as though there is pregnancy here. For some of you, this is a wish coming true. So whatever seeds you have planted, and it may not be pregnant with a child, but pregnant with creativity, pregnant with something that you are growing on, something that is, again, very creative, something that you've begun is coming to a point of completing. You're going to receive much happiness here. You've got two aces, let's say, here. So for those of you that are moving into a new relationship with an Aquarian, again, Aquarius is very strong here. Others of you are dealing with an Aquarian, others of you with a Gemini. Now, so this is the new air sign that's coming through. I feel as though that with this card here, you may have received a message. I feel as though this page is looking very patient. Usually air signs are not patient. They're not patient, but this air sign seems as though he's waiting. He or she are waiting. Could it be they're waiting, your partner is waiting for a message, your partner is waiting for you to decide. This is a head over heart decision. This is a karmic situation here, but it's in the upright. You're finding your balance. You're on the same page. Now we've got Page of Swords, Page of Pentacles. Some of you may be dealing with someone who has got strong air, so Aquarius, Gemini, and Virgo, more than likely, Taurus or Capricorn. Now, these two adolescents could be children. Some of you have got two children, which one is an earth sign, the other one's an air sign. So there is a decision that you're needing to make, head over heart. Well, the advice here is to go with what's in your heart, not what makes sense, because the North Node is in Leo, and that's all about the heart. You need to let your heart lead you and not your head at this time. So for those of you that have moved on from anything, a workplace, a job, a home, a relationship, any sort of movement that you've made, as well as your spirituality, your religion, whatever, moving away is going to bring you quick success. Now, the Star card is also the card of stardom. For those of you that are, dealing with something that is very creative that you've given birth to, then I see stardom here. I see success with the Star card. And it's something that you've been hoping to do for a long time, because we've got the World card, and that is a successful completion, right? Now we've got the Eight of Pentacles here, so you've put in a lot of work. You've invested all yourself, your whole being. And for those of you that did not expect for a positive outcome, well, look at this. You're going to find your balance. If this is a business relationship, and 2 or 3 people could be in the partnership, because we've also got 3 women here. Okay, and they look like triplets actually. So these could be 3 siblings, 3 partners. I suppose it could be something that you were hoping to manifest. For those of you that are leaving behind a relationship where there was no communication, I mean, this situation is, even the universe is telling you, just release them. Okay, release them and shed that skin, transform. Okay, this is all about rebirth. It's time to make drastic changes in our life. So we've got, as I said, Gemini, Aquarius, Taurus, Virgo. Capricorn is not so much here if we are talking about a partner. We've also got some cups as well. So I would say, yeah, the cups are Cancer for most of you. Now, there could be 1 or 2 that we may be talking about Pisces, but now some people say that the Tower card is Scorpio. For me, it's Uranus, which is the ruler of Aquarius, and Uranus is in Taurus. So Taurus has been mentioned already. And we've also got a couple of wands here. Now, if we're talking about fiery energy here, I'm going to have to say Leo, and that is because we've got the 8 of Pentacles here, and the number 8 is the Strength card, which is Leo. Now, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Okay, so suddenly there is going to be a completion. You've put in the hard work, so the completion brings you something brand new that's unexpected. So it's a wish fulfillment. For those of you that have made space in your life, that's going to behoove you. Okay, and I believe that you are quickly moving into this energy. Very quickly. For those of you that are doing things without being certain of the outcome, you need to trust your intuition that things will pan out. Look at the relationship here. Okay, these people, look at them. They're 2 halves. This is soulmate energy here. They're flying. They're in the air. They're 2 souls, 2 spirits that are being joined. For those of you that are beginning brand new relationships, whilst Venus is retrograding, beware, because it may not last. When we start things, brand new things, whilst Venus is retrograde, then the odds are that you're going to change your mind. Either you or your partner are going to change your mind when Venus starts moving direct. If this is something that you have begun, you've had contact, you've met this person, and you're going over the details, or just continuing to try and work through things, then I would say yes. But if this is something brand new, I would say if you could, and this is with business, with any sort of relationships, I would say if you could, wait until Venus starts moving direct. Okay, now Venus is money. Be careful with spending too much money at this time, because whatever you buy, you may change your mind on. And please do not do anything that is like plastic surgery, anything to do with beauty. If you can put that off, do so. Okay, dear Capricorn, let me see. Here we've got the Ten of Cups, which speaks of beautiful happiness with the mother and the children here. There's 2 children, and there is an angel here, which is bringing this woman a child, a newborn. So for those of you that are getting pregnant, seriously, congratulations. Congratulations. For those of you that are becoming a, and I feel that a surrogate mother issue is happening here. For those of you that are dealing with a surrogate mother, then, wow, it looks as though, and this could mean a lot of things. Like this mother here is being handed this child. So this is a child that is blessed. This is a child that some of you may be even adopting. Adoption is coming up here. For others of you, this could be a child that is coming to your hands from a new partner, right? A new partner. So this child looks as though it's come out of the blue from, one day to the other. From one moment to the other, sorry. And it's the Ten of Cups, which speaks of expanding the family. Okay. All right, dear Capricorn, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Know that standing in your integrity and putting in the hard work will come to pass, will reach you, it will find you. And you are a very grounded sign. You're very stable, you move slowly, you get the job done. Know that putting in the hard work is, the success is 99% there. So keep at what you're working on and keep the faith. All right? Thank you so much. For the rest of you, I'll see you on Vimeo. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.